Yo, what's good with y'all? It's your boy MIKEBEATZZZ here. Hope everyone is doing well today and all. Today I have this melodic YB type of beat I wanna break down. In the first half of this video I'm gonna have this loop, and at the second half I'm gonna have the beat. As you can see, I have this really simple loop. I'd say nothing really much, like not much sounds, not that much textures or accents or anything. I mean, it's simple. In the final beat I actually didn't use this loop. I used a starter that I took from this loop. Usually when I make a loop I take like 1 or 2 starters from that loop and then I send them out, but in this case I used that starter. I'ma just get to breaking down the loop and show what instruments I took out to get the final starter that I used in the beat. Right now I'm at 132 BPM. I started off with this analog shot, this one right here, this producer grind 1-shot pack. So this is the sound. I'm gonna just take the effects off one by one so y'all can really hear what I started off with and then add the effects later on. So this is the first sound, and I started off with this 1-shot from a 1-shot pack. And usually when I use 1-shots I do the same thing. So if it's a little lower on the volume I normalize it right here, then I go here, volume, and then I do this. So I take the delay, attack, decay and sustain all the way down, then I put the hold all the way up and put the release. I mean, it really depends on how long I want the release to be. So in this case I wanted it to be like at 60%, and that's mainly because I don't have much going on in this pattern. So I have just these 2 notes and then I copied it and repeated it. If I had more on this pattern I probably would have taken down the release too, or put the release up somewhere right here at 20% or something. I mean, the 1-shot itself, it sounds cool, it's a cool lead. So I wanted that to be like an accent or something that sticks to your mind. Yeah, and now with the effects it sounds like this. Yeah, so I wanted it to sound something underwater or something very ambient. These effects, parametric EQ 2, I have this really simple EQ with the high-end boosted right here and the low-end cut. After that, this fruity delay 3. Cutoff is actually pretty high, like somewhere at 5000 Hz. Then I added filter freak 2. And that that makes this little filter automation thing. And then just lastly I have this Valhalla Supermassive. This is a great reverb effect plugin. Usually when I make ambient samples I like to use this. Mix at 37.5%, then delay at 355.4 milliseconds. But yeah, that's the first sound with all of the effects and all. The next sound is this analog lab, I'd say pad or something. Hold on. Yeah, like a Pluck / pad. So this really ambient sound with this heavy, so it's just this Death Valley preset from I don't know what bank. But yeah, I'ma play right now without any effects. That's just that really simple pattern, 2 chords from F to D sharp, and it just continues. It's the same thing over and over. I really didn't change. I made these first 2 bars and then I copied it. So this pattern is really simple to make. And now put the effects on. Really simple effects, so RC20. I'm pretty sure I had 103 preset on the RC20. Then I tweaked the noise level knob, I tweaked the wobble knob, distortion. I'd say distortion was somewhere right here at 30%. Then we have the second analog lab, and here the same thing. It's the same pattern as the first one, same thing copied, nothing else changed, And the second one is this particles preset. That's that. These analog lab sounds comes with pre-computed effects. You really don't need to add much. So here I just added Valhalla Supermassive Space Verb preset. This is the same reverb as here, the first sound that I added. And then here, my favorite part of the sample, the bass. You know, I love basses. These are cool. And I made this actually by myself. Wasn't hard to make at all. I had these wavetables right here, 16 unisons both. Then at the first one, the D-tune was 0.03 and the second one was like 0.15, so it was bigger. Then here I added noise, this SOR, this Atmos 20. It sounds like this. It kind of sounds like a vinyl crackle or something, like vinyl sound. Then, you know, I tweaked all these knobs. Always like to tweak knobs, really takes your samples to next level. I added this filter, cut off right here, L812. And then here I added distortion, flanger and chorus. Tweaked these knobs as well. And then I, you know, came out with this sound. But yeah, that's the sound, that's the bass. I just put it on mix track, nothing on the mixer. I'm gonna play this pattern right now. Yeah, that's the bass. Then percussion. When I was done with these 4 sounds right here, I added percussion. After this percussion sound, I came back to the melody and added one last thing, but let's just go in order. This percussion sound. Yeah, this really simple perky sound. Nothing to add really. Lastly, on these sounds that I added before going into the textures and accents, I had this Synology pad / lead. I'd say what I did is I took this pad without FX actually. Yeah, this sounds like a pad. You know, I was searching for a lead, but I thought I could turn that sound into a lead. So put all these effects on. So we're talking Camel Crusher, American High Gain. So this is like a distortion plugin, so really distort. That fucking broke my ears. That distortion, then another distortion, pretty fast this. I can't remember, it's probably just this default. Then I just messed with these knobs. No, now it sounds more distorted, put through the parametric EQ2, put this really harsh EQ, you know. I have that sound, you know, really distorted. OTT, I really don't use this that much. Put the depth to like somewhere around here as 56% I'd say. Adding Valhalla Supermassive yet again, Space Verb preset. Yeah, a really distorted ambient sound. Those are all the sounds that I added. Now we are going into the textures. I have this soundscape from one Try Freeze kit. I had this soundscape right here. There's parametric EQ2 cutting out all the low. So if I take that out, and I actually pitched this down. I pitched it down to A sharp. Then, you know, I added for the parametric EQ2. Now, if I remember correctly, I might have started with this. I started with this texture. It sounded like it's raining in the background or something. Here, I have this one accent reversed, pitched down. I don't even remember what I did with this sound, but play it right now like this. So, you know, there's Fluidity Delay 3 level now right here. Resonation at 100% level, cut off time wet knob at 100%. The second last accent I have here is this malfunction. So originally that sounds like this. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounded like originally. But you know, after that I pitched it down and I came out with this. So I reversed the first part. It plays at the end of these 4 bars right here. That's on A sharp. And then the last sound on this melody, I mean, it sounds like an old video or analog keyboard. Oh no, but you know, it sounds fire, so that's why I used it. That's not even in the mixer, so no effects on this sound. That's pitched up 100 cents to A sharp. So first it was like this. I pitched it up, took the volume down a little bit, and now it sounds like that, and that's just placed right here. And you know, that's the whole loop. When I put my stems, I always have this 8-bar gap between every stem, so you know, y'all don't get lost when y'all use my loops. Right now, with the starter that I took from this loop. I can't remember what sound I took, but you know, I have the starter right here. Actually, I'm gonna pull that up. This is the final starter that I took from this whole loop. The original BPM of the project was 132, but the starter, I wanted to speed that up and pitch down. I took like 3 or 4 sounds from this original melody and I turned it into this starter right there. So yeah, now we got all that out the way. So next I'm gonna show y'all how the beat is made, what sounds I added afterwards, and also let's get into the beat. Alright, here I have the starter that I just showed y'all, and that was on 153 BPM, but I slowed it down to 145 BPM. I'd say this is a really basic structure if you ask me. I lowered the volume of the sample at this part right here. I really didn't add much to it. On the mixer I just had through the parametric EQ2, lows are cut little deep right here. I decided that I flipped the starter. So I took this, then I reversed it, right here, press this reverse button, I normalized it too. I pitched it up 1200 cents. I took the volume down to like 40%, and you know, that's in the, yeah, that's actually the same mixer track as the first. Now we have these two starters and the second one I flipped, you know. It sounds cool right now, so now I'm gonna play this. Now that we got these two first sounds, I wanted to add a guitar. I wanted to do something like South of France or something. And I added this contact nylon guitar, this nylon guitar right here, and I have this pop preset right here. Most of the time if I use a guitar and I use this contact bank, I use the Spanish or the classic. In this I use the pop. Let's actually take all the effects off. Really didn't sound like nothing at first, you know, you gotta trust the process on this one. First, I added guitar rig 6, so this is the free version that I got. I have this greasy lightning preset, and here I have delay. I tweaked these knobs right here. The preamp was somewhere right here, so I took it up like right here. Then I added RC20 retro color, I added lush and crunch guitar 1, and I tweaked these knobs as well. After the guitar rig and RC20, I had just a simple through the parametric EQ2. Then when you use guitar in your beats, it sounds much better when you add flangers, so let's actually play it without flangers. Adds this kind of flanger effect. That's the outcome. That's how the guitar right now sounds. I have now the starter, the second flipped, and then this guitar. So then I added 3 more accents. So I had this snare, this kind of tonal snare, I'd say. That's pitched up 400 cents, so originally it was on like D sharp. Then the second accent. That was on G, so I didn't need to pitch it up or down at all. Last thing on the melody, before I'm going to move on to the drums, I have this choir vocal loop. And you know, that's with the effects. So I chopped the choir vocal loop up into these parts right here. This is the first part. So I have that, then I took this last part right here and then I put it after that. Then I just copied it. It's more in the background, but you can still hear it. And now the effects, RC20 won't work. Valhalla supermassive, delay, warp. I had this massive vocal preset. Then I added this EQ, really taking out highs and lows, leaving these mid frequencies. Then with the second EQ, I took some of the frequencies I didn't like out and I boosted the mid high end. And then, you know, lastly I had guitar rig 6. I think I had these clean vocals or airy vocals. I made a sample, I took a starter, out of that I put the starter right here, I flipped the starter, added guitar, vocals and some accents. This is how the final sample sounds like. Now these drums, almost always I start off with hi-hat. Right here I have this famous hit 1 hi-hat that everybody uses. I had this first part, then I copied it over, changed it up right here, copied it again right here, and these crazy rows at the end like this. I didn't have much drum sounds in this beat. I mean, I had 8. I could have taken off like this open hat, maybe this too. After the hi-hat I added a snare, my favorite snare from my MIKEBEATZZZ Drum Kit Volume 2 drum kit. This 808. So I put it on mixer. I had through the reverb too. What? Through the reverb? I mean through the parametric EQ too. Boosting the low end right there. A little dip right here. That's it for the 808. I have a rack kick. You can always pitch up or pitch down your kicks if they don't sound good. I'll play the 808 and the kick at the same time. Like I just showed y'all, it sounds much better on A4 and A sharp. Right here, this accent snare. Now the open hats. So I have this. Then I have this more subtle. Then the last perk in this beat, I have this. That I added at the end of these 4 bars. At the end I have this master volume. I have it just fading away like that. I hope every one of y'all enjoyed this video. Subscribe, like, comment what y'all wanna see next. New kits dropping very soon, very soon. Stay positive, good day today. See y'all in the next video. Peace.